Saw you paint a picture of a face, a face that wasn't even close to mine. I know I shouldn't be in love, but it's so hard to move on. You haven't changed, you've stayed the same.
Long time no see.
If you did, I'd still love
The
you.
sun's out. I have been on the most random food kick, and by kick I mean this is probably my third time having it in a couple of weeks. I've been making these kind of like chicken wraps. I don't even know if they still have them at McDonald's, but they did when I was growing up. And when we would go on road trips to see my grandparents, I was like 8, I would get this like chicken and ranch wrap at McDonald's. So I've made my own little at-home vegan version, which is probably a little bit healthier. So I toast these protein tortillas, and we make a plant-based chicken patty and cut it up. I'm pretty sure the wrap I used to get came with like iceberg lettuce or something. We're gonna use spinach, and we're just gonna sprinkle it on there and add a little vegan ranch. This is not the brand that I usually get, but this tastes exactly identical to regular ranch. So I'm working a little bit in overdrive. Today's the 14th, and I am trying to wrap a ton of things up before the 20th. So I'm working on a client copy edit, which is a pretty long book. And then I'm obviously working on Marionettes book 4. And I have a old friend coming to visit me on the 21st for like a week. It's her spring break. She teaches, so she gets like the weeks off the way the kids do. So she and I have known each other since 7th grade. It's going on like 13 years now, which is crazy. So she's gonna come stay with me for a week. So I'm trying to finish all my work ahead of time so I can just have that time off and not have to work and hang out with her. Marionette's book 4 is going well and stuff. I've got more updates I can give you on that. We'll chat about that later after I eat. Basically, I recorded the podcast for Patreon earlier today, and I filmed some content to send over to my assistant for her to use in her TikToks and stuff for me, and we'll get to the workout and stuff later. I've been really focusing on my health stuff the past few weeks. I've gotten myself into a really good routine until I injured myself, and I was bedridden for the past 3 days because I couldn't walk because I hurt my Achilles tendon. But I'm gonna eat my wrap and watch some Survivor, and then we will get back to work. Thank you so much to Dossier for sponsoring today's vlog. Dossier is a fragrance company that basically makes more affordable dupes for luxury perfumes, and they've been a part of my writing process for a couple of years now. Basically, I choose a perfume to associate with each book that I write, and I only wear the perfume when I'm writing the book, and I always wear the perfume when I'm working on it. So I start to associate that scent with a specific project, and I've actually found it to really help with my concentration when I'm working on the book and like how I get into the world to start my writing sessions. So the scent that I've been using for the book I'm currently writing, which is Marionette's book 4, Ruthless Ends, is their ambery lavender perfume. It smells so good. If you go on their site, it will show you which perfume each scent was inspired by and where those luxury and designer scents may be a couple $100s. All of theirs are about 30 or 40. And as someone who is super sensitive to scents, most perfumes give me a headache. I have so many of theirs and I can tolerate all of them. None of them give me a headache, so that's a really big plus for me. I also just love the values of the company. They're vegan and cruelty-free. They care about using sustainable packaging, and all of their returns are donated to charity. So if you want to check out Dossier, I'll have a link for them down below in the description, and if you use my link or my code, that should get you some money off as well. And let's just get back into the vlog. You know what's really bizarre? I haven't had to worry about getting a book cover made in, I don't even know how long. I think it may 2 years since the last time I worked with a book cover designer. Maybe I'm being dramatic, maybe it's not that long. But I had so many covers made so far in advance, and I've been, you know, working my way through actually publishing those books, that I've just had these covers on the back burner for so long that I haven't had to go through the process of actually having one made, let alone researching and finding a designer for a new book. So this is very bizarre now that I'm thinking about the last of the books that I have a cover for is coming out this September, so I'm gonna have to start getting covers made again. So I kind of feel like out of my element because I haven't had to do this in so long, which is weird. So I have this tab on my laptop with a million cover designers bookmarks, but it was super messy, so I'm just kind of cleaning it up and renaming each of the links so I can easily recognize which one it is, and try to figure out what I'm gonna do designer wise with any future books, because I had one designer who worked on the Pact books, a different designer did Broken Perfect Lies, a different designer did the Marionettes books, a different designer did my poetry books. So depending on what ends up coming out after Ruthless ends is where I have to figure out where I'm going to pivot designer wise. I'm planning on the new series, which the first book will be what I've been calling Gracie's book. And genre wise, it's not the kind of book that I would work with the designer who did the Marionettes books. I love her, she's done a great job on those books, but that's not like a genre that she really does. So that's not the person I would go to for this kind of series. And now I gotta figure out like what the heck am I gonna do. And it's been a while.
Ceiling fan blowing cold breeze on your body. I can't tell you really what it is, but you got it. Makeup in the morning, you got dresses in your closet, but you grab them tight, you in love with being modest.
So for the client project I'm working on, I'm trying to do 50 pages a day to have it done before Caitlin gets here, which for a copy edit is a lot more than I typically do. I've been working around the clock, sometimes till like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, but it's fine, we're gonna get it done. We're on page 275, I'm trying to hit page 300 today. And then for Ruthless Ends, it's been less like exact what my goals are. I don't have like a certain word count goal every day. I don't know how well you can see on the other side of the door all of my note cards that I've been using for like planning and stuff. I figured so much out in the past few weeks. I've really like cleaned it up and I figured a lot of missing pieces out. So in the actual document, I'm almost to 44K, but I have more than that because I've been writing some scenes like here and there in Scrivener still, which I think is about another 6,000, maybe a little bit more than that. So we're around 50K, which is slower going than I had been hoping for. But honestly, I got so stuck in this one section that I was just like brainstorming and trying to figure things out for weeks. So I feel so much better about it now. We're moving at a much faster pace than I had been. I reached out to one of my beta readers who usually works on these books. I'm going to start sending her chapters towards the end of this month. Originally, my hope had been to finish this draft before the end of this month, but now with me trying to finish this client project and then Caitlin coming, I don't think it's really gonna happen. I'm not gonna push it too hard. I don't want to stress myself out for no reason. If we have to finish it in April, we'll finish it in April. It's not the end of the world. We're gonna pretend it's not super messy behind me. So originally I was gonna do a little Q&A here at the end of the vlog, but sorry if you could see Dean back there. It's like doing a headbang kind of thing. I think we'll just end with a chat instead, just casual. It's been a while since we vlogged. I can't promise any regular videos after this either, and not really for any particular reason, not any bad reasons at least. Like, I've been doing well. I'm in this weird place right now where honestly I'm just kind of enjoying the peace and quiet. Like, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I could sit down in front of a camera and I just don't really have a lot that I want to talk about. I'm just kind of living my life and working on some stuff, and it's kind of nice to do it privately and not in front of an audience. I've had my YouTube channel since I was 19 and now I'm 26. So that's just a long time to have people watching everything that I do, and also during a very like formative period of my life where I kind of realized I didn't even know what the difference was between like who I actually am and who I present myself to be to the world. Not in like a disingenuous way, not like being fake, but I think the nature of being online, you have to think about like what's gonna get people to click on the video, what's gonna keep people engaged, what's gonna make people like you. And as someone who has a bunch of trauma from that, of like wanting people to like me and wanting to be accepted from being like bullied as a child and everything, we won't get into it. I've just been a people pleaser all my life, and I have found being very massively online has kind of exasperated that. Of like, I have always been a people pleaser and always wanted people to like me, and now that's in a weird way become part of my job. So that hasn't really made healing that part of myself the easiest, let alone the fact that I'm an author, and so I also get, you know, thousands of people's opinions on everything that I do as part of my job. All of this is to say, it's not that I don't want to keep making videos, I don't really know how to right now with what I'm working through myself, and I'm prioritizing myself and my health and my growth and all that kind of stuff right now, and I don't quite know how making videos fits into that anymore. I hope I figure it out. I don't know. With that said, my battery is dying. So we're gonna wrap this video up. Thanks so much for hanging out. My most recent book, Broken Perfect Lies, is out now. It's a standalone romantic suspense bodyguard romance. If you want to check it out, it would mean so much. If you have read it, I'd really appreciate it if you would add your review to Amazon. If you've read any of my books and you want to add your reviews to Amazon, it helps a lot. I'll have links and other info for a million other things down below in the description. But hopefully I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye.